Tennessee got an opening round victory yesterday in the NCAA Tournament. Now they're off to tomorrow evening, where they'll go up against UCLA. And now joining us from the Tennessee basketball team is a sophomore forward in Cade Phillips. Cade, appreciate the time. Congratulations. Thanks so much for doing this. And how you been?
Yes, sir. Good. The quick turnaround, being in the tournament, going from winning yesterday to locking back in right on scout for UCLA tomorrow.
Oh, it was unbelievable yesterday what Chaz Lanier was able to do. 29 points, had 6 three-pointers in the contest in that opening round victory. Just how do you describe his performance?
Man, it's unreal. When he heats up, he heats up. And, when he's got it going, we want him shooting it every time he crosses half court, basically. But, it's just a testament to how hard he's worked and the work that he's put in.
You talk about the hard work, him coming over from North Florida right after spending 4 years there. That's the sport now with the transfer portal. You go into the best basketball conference in America this year in the SEC. When did you realize that he was going to be a special player for this program, and how did he assimilate himself in so seamlessly to what the Volunteers do?
I think it once again, it's a testament to who he is and how hard he's worked. Even when during the summer, during those long days when you don't really know what's going on and what you're getting out of guys, he was in there working to grow his game, understanding that it is a different level, especially in SEC. With the year that the SEC had and the way that this conference is built, it just is a testament to how hard he's worked and how he grew, even after being in college 4 years.
Talking about growth, last year this was Dalton Connect's team. Now it's Kai Ziegler's team. How have you seen him grow with the program just from last year to this year?
Man, his leadership has gone shot through the roof. He's become an outstanding leader, not just on the court, as y'all see with, the way he manages the game, but off the court as well. He's become somebody that really keeps everybody in check and makes sure, holds people accountable. And so his growth has been something that's been awesome to see, even more off the court than on the court.
Cade Phillips here with us for a few minutes. Tennessee advancing to the second round of the NCAA Tournament. They'll play tomorrow up against UCLA. Going back to last year's run and this team going to the Elite Eight, we knew you guys were going to be a good team this year. You guys were a good team last year. Some changes from last year, obviously, to this year. For the guys that stayed, what do you think this team learned from the run last year that maybe you could implement in this year's run for the NCAA Tournament?
Oh, we understood the attention to detail that it took to get there last year, and being able to learn. We got to see it done for the guys that returned and got to play in those games. We got to see it happen and understand that it is possible. And so being able to do that and try to replicate what happened last year and learn from the mistakes even we made last year to extend a run past that part.
Yeah, and I know you guys want to extend that run. Things move so quickly here in the NCAA Tournament. I know that you guys win yesterday. Then you got to get all prepped for UCLA, some recovery today too. Just what have these last, half day since the victory of yesterday kind of been like for you guys?
Yeah, we honestly love it. We're a really next up team mentality when it comes to, going from one thing to the next. But, it ends with the game last night. UCLA and Utah State played after us. So watching a little bit of that game when we got back to the hotel. And then as soon as that game ended, we got the result of that game. Get a good night's rest and wake up this morning and just lock in with scouting, lock in with film, and then go and get a good practice in.
We know Mick Cronin's a very good coach. He's been at this for a long time. What are the early impressions of UCLA?
This is a team that prides themselves on toughness. Like you said, Coach Cronin and all his teams pride themselves on that. And so to go into an environment where two teams pride themselves on being tough, being physical, it's something that we're looking forward to getting into.
On the way out with Cade Phillips, talk to me about your coach, Rick Barnes. We know he's been around this game for a long time at multiple stops, but you now being your second year in the program, just what does Rick Barnes mean to you?
Man, it means a lot. His level of consistency is why he's been good for as long as he's been. Everybody's got their days where they don't feel like bringing it, and he doesn't. And so no matter what day it is, you're going to get the same coach every day, and that's something that you look forward to, and he's going to get the most out of you because of that, because he expects that same level of consistency and effort that he gives to be portrayed by his players.
honestly, like every program we know wants to win a national championship. You guys have a chance to do that this year. But is there a little extra motivation? Because that's the one thing that's missing on Coach's legendary resume. Do you feel that little extra motivation or not so much?
I think with him, I feel like in his coaching, he feels like he has nothing to prove. He just loves this game and loves what he does so much that's why he brings that intensity. But for his players to get him that and to be a part of that for him is something that fuels us a little bit. Is to be a part of that team that's finally pushed over the edge for him. And so, it does bring a little extra fire of being that first team, in Tennessee history and first team for Coach to do that.
Well, I know you got to get to the cold tub, so I appreciate you jumping on board with us here for a few moments. You listen to any music when you're in that cold tub, or you just jump right in?
When it's the whole team, we don't really listen to music. We just kind of goof off together, and we're enjoying, trying to get some recovery, trying to enjoy as much of that cold tub as we can. I'm not a big fan of it being from the South. I don't handle cold too well. So so we'll no music, just teammates hanging out.
You got it. Well, hey, Cade, congratulations. Good luck coming up tomorrow evening. Appreciate you doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.